There was a bizarre sidebar story regarding the protest outside a Vancouver courthouse on Saturday pertaining to the murder of 13-year-old Marrisa Shen. Namely, one woman tossed coffee upon another woman as she passed by, but because the coffee tosser was wearing a hijab, well, nothing to see here, folks. Canadians from coast to coast have reacted with outrage regarding the murder of 13-year-old Marrisa Shen. Charged with her murder is one of Justin Trudeau's Syrian refugees, 28-year-old Ibrahim Ali, who, if you believe the ongoing coverage about the story, is apparently a really nice guy. Well, mostly, allegedly. In any event, a woman by the name of Laura Lynn Thompson was standing in solidarity with the Chinese community last Saturday, and someone who I assume is a Muslim, given that she was clad in a hijab, well, she walked past Thompson and threw coffee on her. Yes, outside a Canadian courthouse. Apparently a Muslim, for whatever reason, decided to dispense a little Sharia law. Check out this photo from Twitter. You see, the media was there. They witnessed this. You can see the CBC mic flash. But there was no coverage of this incident. Why? Well, I reached out to the CBC. Spokesman Chuck Thompson made some calls to CBC's Vancouver bureau. And here's the official answer for CBC silence. Quote, "The focus of our story was about the proceedings inside the courtroom and the passion for the immigration debate. That said, we featured Ms. Thompson in the headlines off the top of the newscast, and then again during the story using a video clip where she can be heard talking about her concerns. We also acknowledged the tensions outside the courthouse, but in as much as there was a lot going on outside, we stuck to the key issues of the story: the murder of Marrisa Shen, the man accused of her murder, and the conversations that provoked." End quote. Yeah. Key issues of the story, eh? I guess assault captured on camera is not a key issue, or any kind of issue for that matter. I'll ask my follow-up question, which admittedly is hypothetical, went unanswered. For example, I asked, what if the roles were reversed here? Let's say it was Thompson who tossed coffee on the hijabber. Then what would happen? Oh, I think something like this would happen.
This morning, me and my brother were walking together to school, and sadly, someone insulted me by cutting my hijab 2 times, and I felt really scared and confused because I didn't feel comfortable that people are doing this, and yeah.
That was, of course, Kawa Noman back in January when she talked about an Asian man shredding her hijab. Just one hitch, it never happened, and the Asian assaulter was about as real as Edward Scissorhands. But before police could gather a scintilla of evidence, the Toronto District School Board actually staged a press conference headed up by a minor. It was standing room only for the media. Everyone from the mayor and the premier and the prime minister, they all weighed in, and the narrative, of course, was that Islamophobia was running wild in the streets of Hogtown. And when the hijab shredding was revealed to be a big fat halal hoax, what did our elected officials do? Well, Mayor Tory, for one, took the cake for being an Islamist apologist. Here's what he said, folks, quote, "Making mistakes and telling the odd tale at age 11 is part of growing up. Those of us who are older know that, though few of us learn that lesson on TV," end quote. Yeah, kids will be kids, eh? Say, I think there's still a $10,000 reward outstanding for anyone who finds the mayor's missing testicles. As for the media, how did they respond to what became known as the hijab hoax? Well, they collectively embraced the catchphrase of Emily Latilla.
That's very different. Never mind.
And so it is that back in Vancouver, a white woman being victimized by a hijabber just doesn't fit the media narrative. You know, that Islam is the religion of peace, and that white people who aren't Muslims are a bunch of good-for-nothing supremacists. Except, of course, the white people in the Liberal Party and the media party. They are agents of change for the better, of course. In the aftermath, Vancouver police are investigating this incident. which is, make no mistake, a garden variety assault, are you hopeful charges will be laid and a fine or jail time will result? I'm not. And yes, I base it on personal experience, because in Canada, the ongoing unofficial mantra by those in power and those working in the media, and even sometimes those in law enforcement, is this: if it's Islamic, it's good, and if it's good, it's Islamic. And as we saw on Saturday, should a Muslim behave badly, even with the cameras rolling and the mics hot? Well, to paraphrase the slogan of the Three Monkeys, hear no evil, see no evil, report no evil. For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, the Rebel has a new app. Please download that app and take the Rebel with you wherever you go.